Hey guys, Memo Makes. This time we're doing an unboxing and some kind of review. We're going to be doing the better reviews as we use these products. Okay, so we got a couple of things here. We've got a tool set that's for depinning connectors. Now this is just a generic brand of pin removal tools. So these help you when you have to remove just the pins from an electronic connector, mostly in cars and some electronic devices. Say you're taking a microwave apart and some of the connector pieces are bad. You want to take out the pins. These pins will allow you to do that. We've also got a multimeter, Crenova or Crenova. This is an inexpensive multimeter. It does not mean it's not good. That's why we're going to be reviewing this. So we're going to do the unboxing, and later on, as we use it in vehicles, we're going to show you how it works. Maybe some other gadgeting. We'll use it for continuity, resistance, voltage, mostly those kinds of things. It has several uses, most of which I don't use, but I use some of the automotive purposes of it. So that's what we're going to work with. We've got this one. You can tell I already opened because I wanted to verify what it is. So this is just something simple. One of those little knick-knack things you could buy on Amazon that really do make your life easier if they work out. So what this does is it's just a cover, a slip-on cover for the remote or fob for my own personal vehicle. So this is the cover for it, and we're going to be installing that into my fob or vehicle remote. Now the next one, this is something I'm really into. This is a Capri brand master star bit socket set, and you see it there. Hey guys, this is Memo from the future of Memo Makes. So this video turned out to be way longer than I thought it was going to be, so I'm going to put the timestamps for each individual of the reviews or unboxings, whatchamacallem, so you can skip over to whatever review you want to look at, and I hope that makes up for the lengthy video. Let's get into it. Alright, so first off, we got the easy one. We've got two pieces that come in the package. These come from a company or a vendor called PS Lightweight. You know, there's pretty much a generic vendor on Amazon. I will put the link in the description. So we're going to see. I've not tried it, so you'll get an honest opinion of how well it fits, what it looks like when it's on. Here's the key for my vehicle, and we'll try to do this quickly. Maybe. So this is it here. You see that it looks like it, so it's pretty much a no-brainer. You just slip it into place. I'm thinking it's just going to be that easy. Maybe a little bit of finagling. So it's pretty flexible material there. And alright, there she is. Not much to it. Well, it does improve the look of my remote, and it does protect it so that the case won't crack. Next up, we got our depinning tool set. Again, this is generic. It's just another product made in China. 70 pieces. There it is there. Again, I'll have the link in the description. I bought this on Amazon. There we go. Alright, so got a few of them bunched together, different styles. Alright, so we're gonna check these out just briefly. Now, it's hard to explain to you how these are used, so we will save that for when I'm actually using them in something. But you see there's various different styles. Some of these are very small for very tiny connectors. Now, some of them are double. Alright guys, so when I got my calipers, we don't really need them because I was looking closer at these, and so we've got this yellow one here. We'll just start with this one as an example, and we've got 3.86 millimeters. In the second set, we've got that same yellow one, 3.87 millimeters, and in the third set, guys, we've got the same one, 3.88 millimeters. So what we have is not a repeat, we have a three-peat. Here's one peat, here's two peats, and here's three peat. Okay, so a lot of less than reputable tool companies, what they'll do is they'll send you, a few knick-knack things. They'll sell you a product that's high count in pieces. So these are three identical sets of these tools. You'll see the three reds. I'll show you those. And it is not exclusive, of course, to the round ones. I'll show you the ones that are easy to identify. And here we go. These two also are identical. I measured them and they're identical. And there's another one just like this on the third set, of course. And I will show you that just in case somebody doubts it. So there it is. Not one peat, not two peat, but three peats. And it's the same for all the others. I looked into it, and these are all repeated. So then we've got another set of different style ones and a second keychain, and these are repeats. Alright, so we've got the same kind of these aren't on the other sets, but these two sets, these are identical. Okay, now is this a big deal in this kind of tool? To tell you the truth, I paid very little for them. Right now I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll text it up here. For a guy like me, I like having tools. I can work with delicate tools like this because these tools are for delicate work, so it doesn't matter. To me, it was still a great value. I would have liked to have gotten the different parts that I needed, but even if these are all the pieces I get, this is a big improvement over not having them or having to use little pins, picks to remove those pins and risk damaging them, which I have done in the past. I try to be very careful, but it does happen. So it looks like we've got, and we'll count them out here just so we can get a good idea of what we're talking about. We've got 1, 2. So we've got 25 different pin removal tools is what we actually got. And then we got 2 repeated sets of these and 1 repeated set of this. Now, with inexpensive products, you have to expect something like this. You have to be ready for disappointment sometimes. Of course, you can just return it. I'm not going to return them because this is actually sort of beneficial for me. You see, I have things that I do in one place, things that I do in another place. I have location B, which is a KeyGuardz shop. So we'll take one of these 3 peats and one of these 2 peats, and we'll set them in my US General toolbox, and then I can keep the other set here in my regular travel toolbox. And then I got a bunch of toolboxes, places that I go, and then I have my electronics tinkering toolbox, and this one I will put in there. Alright, next we've got the Crenova or Crenova digital multimeter. Again, this is an inexpensive tool that's meant for me as a secondary tool or a tertiary tool. So this is a better shot of the multimeter.
You know where it's made. Everything's made there. Alright, so we got a satisfied. How do they know I'm satisfied? Wow. This must be a really good company. They already know I'm satisfied. Okay, so some contact us to get a free gift. Wow, they can tell us how to get it. And then say, oh look, there's a frustrated option. So if I'm frustrated, they have a 1-year hassle-free return policy. Wow. I did not expect that. I did not expect to have a very inexpensive product like this even hint of such great service.
We don't want to return it. We want to keep it and use it. Wow. Again, I wasn't expecting this, that it came with a case. I guess I didn't look at the description really well, or maybe I did. I ordered it. I don't remember when I ordered it. So, get the box out of the way there. You don't really care about the box, even though it's an unboxing, right? Okay, let's open up this case. And we got kind of a thick booklet, which is always a positive. It's always a plus. This is probably going to be in different languages. So we'll take a brief look and see how much of it is in American. Alright, looks like we got 10 pages in American. Okay, looks like we've got some alligator clip here. Some alligator clip. I don't know if they still call them alligator clips, but first impressions is that they're decent. Let's open them up quite a bit. See how they feel. Yeah, they're pretty decent. Caps on the connectors. These caps, you may think they're useless. Most people, once they open their meter and use these once, they never put the caps back on. But in the connections that you don't use a lot, you always want to put these caps on. It'll expand the longevity, the life of your test leads, which is what these are called. Let me get you a length on these. So this is 3 feet. The gauge, I gotta tell you, is fairly decent looking. Now, of course, I'm not going to cut these open to see how much of it is wire, but I'll give you a measurement. 3.4 millimeters, and of course, for those who want American, we will give you 136 thousandths of an inch, or 0.136 inches. So 0.125 is an eighth, so it's a little bit more than an eighth of an inch. Now we've got a battery that's nice and sealed as it should be, no acid on it. And we've got, these are the main test leads that you're going to be using most of the time. Again, I am surprised again they come with these point covers. Believe it or not all meters come with these. Again, same gauge in the wiring. It's going to be considered a 3-foot length of test lead wire. Again, they're capped off at the end the way they should be. So we'll keep these out and we'll test to see if the meter's even alive. So it comes bubble wrapped again. That's a plus. It's in the box, in the carry case, and then in there. Okay, so size. About your average size of a medium size meter. Okay, not big, not small, but I'm a big fella. You can see it in my hand. This is actually very nice. My Klein multimeter is a lot bigger than this, so I can't hold it like this. It's kind of, I could hold it, but you know, I can't fit it in my hand. This seems kind of cool. And I don't think the display is much smaller than on my Klein. Looks like it's got a couple of good functions. This is kind of cool that it has off in both sides. My Klein does not have that, so if you're always using this side, it's off there. If you're always using the ones on this side, it's off here. So mainly what I will use is the voltage reading elements, which is here for DC voltage, here for AC voltage, which is your home electrical kind of voltage. This little symbol there is an ohms symbol. It's an omega, I believe, is the symbol. So it is used to represent ohms, which is a resistance. And this here is a diode and a little beep emblem there. This one is used to test continuity. So when you put it on there, if the two elements that you are touching are electronically joined, you will get a beep. So we are going to put a battery in this. We will set up the meter here, power it on, check out the display. I gotta say it's a decent, wow, it's lit. Yeah. Okay, so on the camera it's kind of too bright. Maybe if I get away from that. No, that's not the way to improve it. Okay, so we'll turn it off for you on the camera, but it really is helpful for me as I'm looking at it. I really like the lighting. And I don't know if you noticed it. Maybe you did. There's a chance you might have noticed that I use glasses. Big glasses. So for me that's a positive. Anything that's lit and has good backlighting, it is a plus for me. Okay, so the one test I can give you here really quickly is continuity. So what that means is that the two pieces that you're touching are electronically connected. So you see the zero resistance there. That means they are together. Now I was expecting a beep. Just like that, it should beep. Maybe, there we go. So you press the function and it goes from ohms or diode. We had it on diode. Then we select continuity beep. And there you go, that beeps. And it does also show you that there's very little resistance. See it when you press these together, it goes to 0. That means there is no resistance between these two contacts. I'll show you another example of how it works. Another way it works is we'll touch this metal piece here and this metal piece here. Now you will see that the meter switches from OL, which I'm thinking means online, and then if we push this on here, if you just slightly contact it, it shows you that its electronic connection is possible through this piece. So let's say you want to find out if something is ground or not. You touch it to somewhere you know it's ground, and then you touch that piece and you can see if it's continuous contact. Alright, so that's it there. Alright, so once we are in a vehicle doing resistance or voltage, I'll show you that. The DC voltage, which is this symbol here. I'm not going to show you the AC voltage test because I don't want to show my video me poking these into an electrical socket. Now that doesn't mean that I don't believe you could do it. It means that I'm not comfortable posting something like that yet. I take a lot of chances at work and stuff. I know how to handle voltages, but others watching this video may not, so we'll just leave it at that. Once we're using it for something, then since it's purposeful, then we'll show you me testing electrical circuits on AC voltages, which are very dangerous and can hurt you or me. So we'll stick to this for now. Alright, so I do want to show you a couple of other things. Cosmetically, It's intact, not dinged, not scratched, not hazy display. Again, when you put that backlighting on, that's a really nice backlight. Let me see if I can get that in focus for you. No, it just does not come through because of how bright it is. Probably has to do with the camera. But I'm looking at it and it is awesome. It's a very nice display. Cosmetically, one blemish. Alright, there's a dark blemish right here. If you care about things like this, I don't. Not really. Once again, this is an inexpensive tool. Perhaps if I had paid a lot of money for it, I would care about that, but I don't. Your tools are always going to get hit, dinged, scratched, rubbed. After you use it a little bit, it's not going to look any better than this anyway. So for me, this is not a losing, this is not a deal breaker. Not for me. Again, it has a lot of good points. Alright, so in summary, what do I think of it? Again, just as an unboxing, I think the value is there. We're going to find out how rugged it is. We're going to put it through its paces. I will try to use this exclusively in the near future and try to get you some shots of it working. Try to get you the different things that I do with it so you know how I'm rating it, what kind of use I'm getting out of it. Not much ruggedness needed by these, except, you know, when they fall, get hit, maybe get splashed with something. Why would you splash something when you're working on electrical, right? So again, decent look. It feels quite like it should. It's not terribly heavy, not terribly light. The plastic is decent. It's kind of feels like it is rubberized. It actually, no, it doesn't feel like it's rubberized. It is rubberized. See that? This is the slot where you put the test leads. So this is rubberized. See that flex? So that same casing is around the rest of it. Yeah, it's rubberized. There it is, see? There you go. So we'll look forward to working with this. Again, alligator clips, good gauge wire, test leads, they look decent. Caps for everything, which was a nice surprise. Alright, so here's the juicier part of this unboxing and review, /review anyway. This is Capri Tools 60-piece master star bit socket set. So to me this is a master Torx set, not a star bit set. These bits are what I wanted to get when I started needing a few of this, a few of that. I've had smaller sets, but sometimes you need a larger array, and what I wanted to get was a one-shot kind of thing. So this pretty much handles everything that's Torx in DIY, mechanic, you know, prosumer kind of thing. Capri Tools. Now, some people like very expensive, very snap-on-y tools. I like value. Capri Tools, whenever I've bought their stuff, have given me value as well as quality. So Capri Tools also offers warranty for these, so I gave them a shot. Now we'll read some of the stuff off here. It says S2 steel on these bits. Now that's just the smaller bits are the that kind of steel. The other is, and I will read it here, the larger bits, which are the 1/2-inch drive, they are made with premium chrome vanadium steel. So that's 2 cents worth of that. And the smaller sets are made with S2 steel, premium S2 steel, from the 1/2-inch drive on down, from below the 1/2-inch drive, that is.
Okay, so the smart chrome finish, CRV steel. So that means chrome vanadium. Stamped sizing, always like that, rather than just, a lot of people like the laser engraved, but you can rub that off, scratch that off with sockets, that's always a possibility, so stamped is also good. We got 12 Star Plus bit sockets, 17 of the tamper-proof, which is a security Torx, you see the little emblem there. And then these are the Torx Bits Plus, you see the little emblem for that, right here on the bottom. Then you've got regular Torx and reverse Torx. So, I've already opened this because I needed to use it. So I opened it up. I just put the sleeve back on it so you know what it's going to look like when you get it. And then these are the Torx Bits Plus. You see the little emblem for that right here on the bottom. Then you've got regular Torx and reverse Torx. So, I've already opened this because I needed to use it. So I opened it up. I just put the sleeve back on it so you know what it's going to look like when you get it. Alright.
First impressions, again, I already opened this. Now this was impressive for me. We all have tools that come with blow mold cases. They all suck. This one does not. The clips, plastic but good and hefty. They are nice and tight. They snap right into place. They have a good surface from which they grab the top. They come with this little sponge to keep them from rattling. So this is it here. Okay, that's the whole array there. Pretty good sockets, all things considered. So these are the Star Plus, they call them. I call them Torx Plus. See that there? So this may look like Torx, but the tips on these are not as fine. They don't go into a point like regular Torx does. And I will show you regular Torx. This is a comparable regular Torx. Okay. Oh, that was great camera action. Alright, so this is the comparable Torx. This is a Torx Plus. Okay. Now, once in a blue moon, you may be able to use one in the place of the other, but I don't recommend it. You will damage the bolts. Okay. They're very specific use, so use them for what they are meant. Memo broke a socket, one of these not too long ago, trying to use it for what it was not. So this is the Torx Plus 60. This one is the Torx 70. Okay, so reverse Torx. What does reverse Torx mean? Well, it means exactly what it sounds like. It's the opposite of a Torx bit. I'll show you in one that can be fitted. So this one here is the one that fits to the largest socket. Now you see that slides right in its place. So there are some nuts on vehicles that have this shape on the outside. The bolt would be here in the middle. This would be a nut. And so how do you take something like that off? If it isn't too tight, you can use a socket, a regular socket on it. But if it's on there tight, you will need reverse Torx. That's what this is for. Very specific use case. Torx Security, or tamper-proof Torx. That's what this is. It is a Torx bit that has a little hole in the middle. In the case of the tool, the bolt will have a little nubbin or a little pin right in the middle of the Torx shape. So that's what this is. And I'll show you the larger one. This is the largest one in the set. Other than that hole in the middle, it's the exact same as a Torx. And let's see if we can get to the comparable size. So you see it there. See it there. Identical except for the hole in the middle. Alright, so the range. Here's the range. The range on the Torx Plus. Torx Plus 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 30. Then it jumps to 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60 is the largest. Alright, now on the security ones, we start at 6. There, you see the little hole in there. I can't get focus quite well on that, but you can see it there. So we go T6H, T7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, closer, 30, 40, 45, 47, 50, 55, and 60. and 70 there at the end. Regular Torx. Regular Torx, we start at T6, 7, 8, get you closer there again, 9, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 30, 40, 50, 40, 45, 47, 50, 55, 60, and 70. On the reverse Torx, we have E4. What that looks like, tiny as well. You got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. Again, guys, I really like the blow molded case on this. If you're into blow molded cases, this is the one for you. You can tilt it up quite a bit and they won't fall out. Of course, you're not going to tilt it up. Now, I will not be using this case because I want this in my actual toolbox. This is why I'm not going to use the blow molded case. These are trays for those sockets. Now, nobody makes trays for those sockets, but guess who does? Memo makes. Yeah, you get that one? It seemed clever enough. I was really dying to use that one. Memo makes them. Memo makes 3D printed parts. In case you didn't know it, I have a 3D printer. This is my first shared project. So these are trays that I just modeled up in Fusion 360. It's CAD software that I'm learning to use. So I designed these myself. I modeled them up. Then I 3D printed them on my 3D printer. And I went through, and these are labeled in there. You see the numbers for the different sockets. So then they hook to each other, you know, just to keep them together in the toolbox. I would have liked to gone with all red, but when I printed these, I ran out of red filament, wouldn't you know it? So I went with black rather than, you know, stop printing them all together. So I set them up in 2 by 2 rather than hooking them all together. So in case that in the toolbox they fit this way, you know, whatever way. But we're going to put them in here, and so you'll get to see some of the other things that things that Memo makes. So we'll start with the Torx Plus. And there you go, guys. So that's it there. Easy to take out, put in. Not much to these. It did take me a long time to design these. There are a lot of parts here, and I, believe it or not, did not go to school for CAD software design, engineering, making. I just make a lot of stuff. So this is one of the things I'm learning, design in that CAD software, particularly in Fusion 360. I've just gone through tutorials and stuff like that. Alright guys, so that's the video there. That's our 2 cents in for these tools so far. We're going to give you a better review once we've used them, once we've put them through their paces. I like value in my tools. I like value in the products that I buy. I'd rather buy 2 meters for $50. Not that this costs $50, but for example, if I buy 2 $50 meters that work just as good as one $100 meter, well, I would rather have the 2, because that way I don't have to lug that meter around everywhere I go. And I'm kind of a mobile guy. I do jobs here, jobs there. A lot of my customers have me come to their shops or their homes and garages to work on their vehicles or their homes. If I have to fix a ceiling fan in somebody's home, I can take this meter in my toolbox and I can still have my other meter in my Site B toolbox. So that's why I like value tools. I don't like junk tools. I'll throw them away. I'll do something stupid like that. I break crappy tools, so they can't be crappy. They have to be value tools. Come back to us. If you like this video, watch some of our other videos. We've got car stuff, we've got tool stuff, we've got 3D print stuff. If you like that kind of thing, leave a comment down in the description. Maybe it's not something you're into, maybe it's something you want to see more of, which I do have some projects. I have 3D printed parts. We'll show you some of that if you're interested. Once again, Memo Mates, like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. We need subscribers. You know it. I know it. The camera knows it.